I've heard a lot from producers, and I think every elected representative of this administration have heard a lot from people across this country. The things we want are markets. We're giving the president time on these trade deals, but people are worried about that as well. With our soybean farmers, for example. But we want to be able to expand markets so we can benefit ag producers instead of looking at importing again foreign beef or opening markets basically through some of the tariff negotiations for other countries. Let's focus here on America. Let's focus on hardworking farmers and ranchers who are looking for markets, not a check, not assistance. But in Congress, we have tried to help in that way too. If you remember, Jennifer, in December, we had $15 billion in aid that we passed. And then in July, in the One Big Beautiful Bill, there was more aid in that for farmers too. But let's also remember that's not going to be available until next fall. So we need to look at ways to help ranchers now. I'm glad that the administration came out with a number of ideas here. I know many of my colleagues and we discussed some of those to put forward to the administration. But a lot of them, for example, federal land grazing, beef in schools, that's not really going to help my producers in the state of Nebraska. We don't have that much federal land. And I know many, many communities across the state of Nebraska, our ranchers have already stepped forward and provided beef for our schools. So it's, we're going to have to see how it all shakes out. Anytime you get rid of some regulations, we're all for that. But again, we want markets. We want to be able to send our safe, healthy, delicious product to other countries.
I know earlier this week that you called for the administration to prioritize America's ranchers. Do you feel this plan is doing that?
I think it's a step in the right direction. It's a recognition that many times ranchers were kind of looked over when it comes to different programs out there. Obviously, the disaster aid that's available for ranchers when either we're going through storms or drought or flooding, that's extremely helpful. But again, we want the market to work. We want to be able to develop more markets. That's what we depend on. We have a great product. As I said, Nebraska is the beef state. American beef is the best. We just want to be able to let the markets work. What we've seen in the past several months with beef, that's the one bright spot in the ag economy. Let's let the markets work. It's always hard for us to go through these cycles. My family, we're cow-calf operators. My sons are on the ranch now working hard to be able to have those great prices that we're seeing right now and that I certainly hope continue. That's important. We've gone through years of drought. We see the market go up and down, but we also, with these good prices we're getting, we still see demand for beef. It's supply and demand. We know the numbers are down, but we also know the demand remains. I visited with grocers earlier this week from the state of Nebraska. They have seen no change in demand at the grocery stores. So let's continue to give consumers what they want, and that's delicious Nebraska and American beef.